Back in 1992, Nintendo did something nobody saw coming. They took Mario and his friends out of the Mushroom Kingdom and put them in go-karts. Super Mario Kart hit the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and instantly changed the way people thought about racing games. This wasn't about just crossing the finish line first. Suddenly, you had power-ups, red shells to take down rivals, banana peels to trip them up, and even lightning bolts to shrink everyone else on the track. It turned every race into a mix of strategy, chaos, and pure fun. There were 8 characters to choose from, each with their own strengths, and 20 tracks packed with jumps, shortcuts, and hazards. And then there was Battle Mode, where popping your friends' balloons became the ultimate test of skill, and maybe the end of a few friendships. The graphics were pretty wild for the time too, using something called Mode 7. The tracks felt surprisingly 3D for the time, and with over 8 million copies sold, Super Mario Kart wasn't just a hit. It started a racing revolution that's still going strong today. Mario Kart 64, released in 1996 for Nintendo 64. This is where things really started to get wild. When it landed on the Nintendo 64, the series finally went 3D, and it felt like a massive step up from the original. The game introduced 20 new tracks, designed with slopes, hills, and interactive obstacles that weren't possible in the original. It also introduced features that became Mario Kart staples: the blue shell, triple shells, and fake item boxes. For the first time, characters were split into weight classes: light, medium, and heavy, each with unique speed, acceleration, and handling. The game offered Grand Prix and time trials for solo play, but multiplayer was where it really shined. Up to 4 players could race together in split screen, or battle it out in iconic arenas like Block Fort, trying to pop each other's balloons. Even with the hardware limits of the N64, Mario Kart 64 ran smoothly and went on to sell nearly 10 million copies. In 2001, Mario Kart made the jump to handhelds with Mario Kart Super Circuit on the Game Boy Advance. It kept the classic kart racing formula fans loved, dodging obstacles, grabbing power-ups, and battling rivals, but brought it to a portable console for the first time. Players could choose from 8 familiar Mario characters and race across 40 tracks, including 20 brand new courses and 20 retro tracks from the SNES classic Super Mario Kart. Single-player modes included Grand Prix, time trials, and Quick Run, with coins returning to boost your speed as you collected them. Multiplayer was also a highlight. Up to 4 players could race using a Game Link cable, and even if only one person owned the cartridge, everyone could still join in with a limited set of tracks and characters. Super Circuit sold nearly 6 million copies and became one of the best-selling Game Boy Advance games. Mario Kart Double Dash, released for Nintendo GameCube in 2003. This time, each kart held 2 characters at once. One drove, while the other handled items, and you could swap them mid-race. This opened up tons of strategy and teamwork, especially in co-op mode where 2 players shared control of the same kart. Every pair of characters had a unique special item too. Mario and Luigi had fireballs, Bowser and Bowser Jr. launched giant shells, and Yoshi and Birdo tossed deadly egg. This made picking the right combo just as important as driving skill. The game featured 16 brand new tracks, including fan favorites like Baby Park, a tiny chaotic circuit with 7 laps, and DK Mountain. Battle mode returned with 3 unique multiplayer games: Balloon Battle, Shine Thief, and Bob Blast, all perfect for turning friends into rivals. And with LAN support, up to 16 players and 8 karts could race together if you had multiple GameCubes linked up. Double Dash sold around 7 million copies worldwide, making it the second best-selling GameCube game ever. In 2005, Mario Kart hit the arcades for the very first time with Mario Kart Arcade GP, a collaboration between Nintendo and Namco. At its core, the gameplay stayed true to the series: fast-paced races, wild items, and chaotic fun, but it introduced some unique arcade twists. Instead of a controller, players used a steering wheel, gas pedal, and brake, bringing a whole new level of immersion. And thanks to the Namcam system, the arcade machine even snapped a photo of your face and placed it over your character with a Mario hat or other accessories, so other players could see who they were racing. The game featured a mix of Nintendo characters and guest racers like Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, and Blinky from the Pac-Man series. It also introduced over 100 items, including bizarre ones like Dr. Mario viruses that blurred the screen, and square tires to slow down opponents. In 2005, Mario Kart DS brought the series to Nintendo's dual-screen handheld and introduced some of its biggest innovations yet. For the first time, players could race online using the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, battling friends or strangers from around the world. Up to 4 players could battle it out online, while local multiplayer supported up to 8 players, even if only one of them owned the game. The game featured 12 playable characters, including newcomers like Dry Bones, Daisy, and even ROB, the robotic NES accessory. Each character came with 3 unique karts to choose from, giving players more control over their racing style. Mario Kart DS also introduced a brand new mission mode, where players completed challenges like collecting coins or taking down giant bosses, something no other Mario Kart has ever done since. Running at a smooth 60 frames per second and featuring fully 3D characters and environments, it went on to sell over 23 million copies worldwide, making it the 3rd best-selling Mario Kart game of all time. Mario Kart Arcade GP 2, released in 2007, building on everything from the first game and adding even more content. Developed by Namco, the game kept the unique arcade experience with its steering wheel, pedals, and Namcam system, which snapped a photo of your face and placed it above your racer, complete with Mario-themed accessories. This time, the roster expanded with 2 new characters, Waluigi from the Mario universe and Mamechi from Tamagotchi. That brought the lineup to a mix of Nintendo favorites and Namco guest stars like Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man. Introduced 2 extra cups filled with new tracks. The items got even crazier, with additions like Fludda from Super Mario Sunshine and Tamagotchi-themed power-ups. The gameplay also added polish with enhanced graphics, smoother handling, and an energetic announcer providing live play-by-play commentary during races. Mario Kart Wii released in 2008 and quickly became one of Nintendo's biggest hits ever. This was the first game to let you race on bikes as well as karts, and bikes came with their own tricks like popping wheelies for a quick speed boost. The character roster also exploded to 24 racers, with new faces like Rosalina, Funky Kong, and even your own Mii character. The tracks got bigger and bolder, with 32 courses total, 16 new ones and 16 retro tracks bringing back fan favorites from past games. And battle mode returned with 2 team-based modes, Balloon Battle and Coin Runners. This was the game that introduced motion steering with the Wii remote, and every copy even came with a plastic Wii wheel to make you feel like you were actually driving. Of course, if motion controls weren't your thing, you could still use traditional controllers too. The online mode was also expanded up to 12 players worldwide. With over 37 million copies sold, Mario Kart Wii became the 2nd best-selling Mario Kart. After the massive success of Mario Kart Wii, the series shifted gears again in 2011 with Mario Kart 7 on the Nintendo 3DS. This entry brought some major new ideas to the table. For the first time, you could attach hang gliders to your karts and soar through the air or dive into underwater sections with submersible vehicles. It also introduced kart customization, letting you mix and match bodies, tires, and gliders to build your perfect ride, whether you wanted speed, handling, or acceleration. The roster expanded too, bringing the total to 17 racers. And let's not forget the new items like the Fire Flower and Lucky 7, which dialed up the chaos in all the right ways. Mario Kart 7 featured 32 tracks, with 16 brand new ones and 16 returning favorites. And for multiplayer, up to 8 players could connect locally or race online through the Nintendo Network for the first time on handheld. It all came together to make Mario Kart 7 the best-selling game on the 3DS, moving nearly 19 million copies worldwide. In 2013, the arcade series got a major upgrade with Mario Kart Arcade GP DX. This entry added some of the best features from the mainline games, like gliding through the air and underwater sections. For the first time in the arcade series, there was a co-op mode, letting 2 players team up, one steering, the other launching items and attacks. There were also new tracks inspired by Bandai Namco's games. In 2014, Mario Kart 8 brought the series to the Wii U and turned everything upside down. The big innovation this time was anti-gravity racing. You could speed across walls, ceilings, and twisting loops. It completely transformed the way tracks were designed, with courses like Mount Wario and Electrodrome showing off just how wild things could get. Alongside this new mechanic, the game brought back bikes from Mario Kart Wii and hang gliding and underwater racing from Mario Kart 7, making it the most feature-packed Mario Kart yet. Players could also customize their vehicles and race as new characters like the Koopalings and Pink Gold Peach. At launch, Mario Kart 8 featured 32 tracks across 8 cups, and later DLC added 16 more, introducing guest tracks like Hyrule Circuit and characters like Link and Isabelle. The online multiplayer supported up to 12 racers, while local play allowed for up to 4 players on one console. And for the first time ever, races were in stunning HD at 60 frames per second, making it the best-looking Mario Kart yet. After the success of Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U, Nintendo brought the game back in 2017 with an upgraded definitive version, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch. Deluxe included all the original DLC from the Wii U version, every track, character, and vehicle right out of the box. But it didn't stop there. It added new racers like the Inklings from Splatoon, Bowser Jr., King Boo, and Dry Bones, plus the option to carry 2 items at once, bringing back the kind of strategy fans loved in Double Dash. The battle mode, which many felt was lacking in the original, got a complete overhaul. Deluxe introduced 5 battle-exclusive arenas and game types like Renegade Roundup, which played like a chaotic game of cops and robbers, and classic favorites like Shine Thief and Coin Runners. Accessibility features like smart steering and auto acceleration made it easier for newcomers to jump in, while veterans could still test their skills in intense 200cc races. Then came the Booster Course Pass, starting in 2022. This massive DLC added 48 remastered tracks and 8 extra characters, keeping the game fresh for years. With over 68 million copies sold, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe isn't just the best-selling Switch game, it's the most successful Mario Kart of all time. In 2019, Nintendo finally brought the kart racing experience to mobile devices with Mario Kart Tour for iOS and Android. Rather than replicating the console gameplay one-to-one, Tour adapted the formula for touchscreens and bite-sized sessions. It introduced a point-based scoring system instead of focusing purely on placement. Each race was part of a larger bi-weekly tour, often themed after real-world cities like New York, Tokyo, or Paris. These rotating events brought new characters, costumes, gliders, and karts, many available through a controversial gacha-style pipe system, which was eventually removed in 2022 in favor of a more transparent shop model. Tour's control scheme simplified acceleration and jumping. Those happened automatically, while steering was handled with swipes or gyroscopic tilts. Frenzy mode, unique to Tower, gave players a burst of chaos by letting them spam one item repeatedly if they picked up 3 of the same kind. Multiplayer arrived after launch, allowing up to 8 players to race in real time. Competitive players could also climb weekly leaderboards for extra rewards. While Mario Kart Tour received mixed reviews for its monetization and automated gameplay, it carved out a loyal fan base. Just when it seemed like Mario Kart had tried everything, Nintendo flipped the formula once again. In 2020, they partnered with Velan Studios to launch Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, a bold experiment that brought the racing action into real-world spaces using augmented reality. Instead of racing on virtual tracks, players set up physical gates around their homes to design their own custom courses. Once set, the game would render familiar Mario Kart elements like item boxes, speed boosts, and even enemies into the track using augmented reality. Races included up to 4 players using multiple karts and Switch systems, or AI opponents like Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings, and players could unlock costumes and kart designs as they progressed. What made Home Circuit special was how it transformed ordinary spaces, kitchens, hallways, living rooms, into dynamic Mario Kart tracks. The game was announced as part of Mario's 35th anniversary celebration. It was nominated for Best Family Game at the Game Awards 2020 and took home Racing Game of the Year at the DICE Awards. After years of rumors and DLCs, Nintendo finally delivered the long-awaited next mainline entry in 2025, Mario Kart World, a game designed from the ground up for the Nintendo Switch 2. As the title suggests, World took the racing action worldwide. Drawing inspiration from Mario Kart Tour, it introduced real-world city-based tracks in full 3D, alongside dozens of brand new and returning circuits. But these weren't just visual makeovers. Each location brought unique hazards, weather effects, and music, reflecting local cultures and layouts. A deeper customization system let players tweak not only karts, tires, and gliders, but even effects like drift sparks and horn sounds. The new World Circuit League introduced ranked play with real-time matchmaking and co-op challenges. Local multiplayer supported up to 8 players wirelessly and 4 players in split screen, while online races expanded to 16 players per race, complete with voice chat support and spectator modes. Graphically, Mario Kart World took full advantage of the Switch 2 hardware. Lighting, reflections, and environmental effects looked better than ever. The game launched with 48 tracks, 24 New, 24 Remastered, and a full roster of 40 characters featuring fresh faces like Pauline, Kamek, and characters from Pikmin, Kirby, and even Metroid. The game has already been praised as the most ambitious and polished entry in the series, blending arcade fun with modern features and long-term support. And with new tracks and characters planned post-launch, it seems Mario Kart World is just getting started. Hope you enjoyed the video. We're planning to launch a new series of gameplay videos. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more exciting content.